Don't road rage your work transport truck. This happened a few years ago. It was a long weekend, which meant that the highway to my house was packed, so I opted to take the back roads. I was doing 100 kilometers in an 80 when this transport pulled out right in front of me. I had to hit the shoulder to avoid a collision. I honked and gave the trucker the finger. The result was him becoming very aggressive, tailgating and honking. Doing very dangerous things. He kept trying to pass me. When I saw what company he worked for. I kept him behind me. Once we got into the city, he started driving normally. He followed me right into his yard. I waited for him to get out of his truck. When he did, he started yelling at me. I just handed my dash cam to my neighbor, Steve, whose name was on the door of the cab. Yeah, he was fired immediately and walked off the lot. Entitled Parker parked in my driveway, so I blocked them in and got drunk all weekend. Friday night I came home from work to find someone on our block was having a large party and someone decided they were entitled to park in my driveway. Keep in mind my driveway is a single car width lined with a retaining wall on both sides and a garage at the end. Essentially impossible for a tow truck to come pull them out without property damage. Seeing this and the lack of street parking, I took this as a cue to park right behind them in my driveway. Now a few hours go by and their entitled Parker is now knocking at my door demanding I move my car so she can leave. Seeing as they were demanding, I informed them that I had been drinking and would not move my car. The entitled Parker then decides to call the police to get them to force me to move. When the police knocked on my door, I was sure to grab a beer from the fridge before I answered to talk to the officer. I had informed him that after I got home I was unwinding and had been drinking and was in no shape to drive. At this point their hands were tied because they couldn't tow her car out. I'm in no shape to drive, and I'm legally parked in my driveway. I ended up telling the entitled Parker that since it is a long weekend I would be on a weekend-long bender and they could come move my car after I go to work on Tuesday. My mother is an asshole and I have been collecting dirt on her for years. So my dear old mother has been my personal hell for as long as I remember. Starting from threatening to hit me with a bottle to trying to break down my door while screaming obscenities at me, to actually hitting me over the head with an umbrella and yelling at me when I cried. I was 11 BTW. She blamed me for my sister's divorce. I was 6 at the time it happened, for years, left for 3 months without a warning, then acted entitled to my forgiveness when she came back. Thrown things at me, broke 3 TVs and called me a myriad of names ranging from mild things like useless waste of space to an actual curse/punishment. The worst thing is she acts like she's the best mom in existence around other people. Complimenting me and stuff, and I can't have a support system because no one would believe me when I say she's awful. But I had an ace up my sleeve I kept for 2 years now. I secretly took videos and audios of every horrible moment and kept them in a safe folder. I had moments like the ones mentioned above and lots more of her talking shit about neighbors/friends/her own eldest child behind their back. Tonight, I'm packing for uni. By morning, the whole folder will reach multiple people, including my half-siblings, aunts, uncles, neighbors, her besties, etc. Bad luck, and worst day mother. You always said justice is better served cold. Good luck to my noisy neighbors. My neighbor every day from 7 to 9 p.m. has been making noise with pots and pans. It's not typical housekeeping noise, but rather someone deliberately playing and banging the pots and pans. It's so annoying. And it's breaking my attention during my evening meetings. I'm even getting a headache from that shit. Well, congratulations to them. Today they have successfully managed to awake my inner crazy bitch. I have gotten a pan that I am hitting every 10 minutes every hour, religiously from 11 p.m. I'm in tech and work later into the night to meet my American colleagues. I'm sleeping at 2:30 a.m. today. And I know they start their day at about 7 a.m. I can hear them talking right now. They better be prepared for both insomnia and PTSD. I must say, this is very therapeutic. Every time I hit the pan, it's almost like I'm venting out. I initially thought I'd do it just today, but now I'm realizing that my schedule is very accommodating to this type of slightly mad revenge. I'm considering extending this to the end of the week. They're never home in the mornings anyway. I honestly do not give a shit about their feelings at this point.